कीनोट म्हणून घ्यायचं, काय करायचं आहे?
डे 1 मध्ये घ्यायचं सर तुम्हाला. कीनोटमध्ये कीनोट सारखंच असेल. कारण तुमचं आणि कुंभार सरांचं असं 2 पहिल्या दिवशी मी ठेवणार आहे. डॉक्टर कुंभार सर
अच्छा.
पण आहे आणि तुम्ही
हां.
दोघांचं आहे एका दिवशी. पहिल्या
बरं, बरं.
दिवसाचे सेशन्समध्ये तुमच्या दोघांचे 2 सेशन्स.
बरं, बरं. म्हणजे हे 1-1 तास 2 असं आहे ना?
हो. त्यांचं 25 मिनिटाचं आहे. 25 मिनिटाचंच
मग
आहे
मी पण
त्यांचं.
शॉर्टमध्ये जास्त घेत नाही वाटतं. कारण मला तेच बोलायचं आहे. किती वेळ बोलायचं म्हणून म्हटलं ते. ठीक आहे, माझा
नाही
1
सर
तास कमी होऊन जाईल.
तुम्ही तुमच्या वेळेपर्यंत घ्या, काही प्रॉब्लेम नाही
बरं,
सर.
बरं,
तुम्ही
बरं, बरं.
एवढं
काही
म्हणाल तेवढं घ्या, काही प्रॉब्लेम नाही.
येस, येस, येस.
इव्हन
म्हणजे
जेवढं
मग
जास्त बोलाल तेवढं चांगलं आहे सर. असं. हां.
नाही, मी फक्त एवढं पाहून की त्याचं मला सुरुवात जी करायची आहे, ती मला डायरेक्ट हे करायला लागणार आहे का? म्हणजे कारण मी पाहणार माझ्याजवळ आहे की 2 वीक ऑनलाईन फॅकल्टी डेव्हलपमेंट प्रोग्राम
हां.
फॉर लायब्ररी प्रोफेशनल्स ऑन क्रिएशन, प्रिझर्वेशन अँड डिसेमिनेशन ऑफ ई-कंटेंट.
हो
आहे
सर.
ना?
हो.
त्याच्यामध्ये मला वाटतं मी सुरुवातीला ऑर्गनायझरचं मी हे करतो. कारण जनरली आपण बोलताना नावं घेतो की नाही?
हो.
तर मी ते पाहून राहिलो कोणाचे नाव घेतले पाहिजे मी इथे पाहून राहिलो याच्यामध्ये.
नाही नावं नाही
की
घेतली तरी चालेल. UGC, HRDCचं नाव घेतलं तरी चालेल.
हां. नाही म्हणजे
HRD
यात म्हणजे काही एक सुनील शेटे आहेत.
हां.
तू स्वतः आहेत.
हो.
अडसुळे अनिल अडसुळे आहेत.
हां.
त्या जीवेंद्र जाधव आहेत. है ना?
हो.
सोनवणे यांची नावं घेऊन मी सुरुवात करतो. कारण कसं रेकॉर्ड करतोय ना?
हो सर. रेकॉर्डिंग चालू आहे.
रेकॉर्ड चालू
एकच
आहे
मिनिट
का?
तुम्हाला हो. नाही म्हणजे चालू करतो मी.
हां.
तुम्हाला शेअर करावं लागेल सर तुमचं म्हणजे
मी शेअर करतो.
काही असेल तर.
हां. मी
ठीक आहे.
शेअर करतो इकडनं. तुम्हाला तो अलाऊ कर शेअर करण्याकरता. येस.
हां, एकच मिनिट सर.
हां.
करू शकता सर तुम्ही स्क्रीन शेअर.
हो, झालं.
हां.
येस.
1 मिनिट सर. एकच मिनिट.
हं.
हां सर. करू शकतो आपण.
ओके.
हां.
Good morning, all of you. First of all, I extend my sincere thanks to the organizer of 2-week online faculty development program, FDP, on library professional, on creation, preservation, and dissemination of e-content, organized by UGC Human Human Resource Development Center, Pune University. So I must extend my sincere thanks to the organizer. Today, I want to discuss with you all regarding learning management system and role of librarian. Means what should be the role of librarian in development of learning management system or contribute in the learning management system. When we are talking about learning management system and role of librarian in it, so first of all, I must start with learning. What exactly learning is? Everybody knowledge or skill acquired by instruction or study, and acquiring new or modifying existing knowledge, behavior, skill, values, or preferences. It means that learning means nothing but gaining knowledge and expertise in that particular subject. We should have to develop skill through learning process. But this is nothing but a concept of learning that everybody knows. Then teaching is what? Teaching is a process that improve the students seeking level more easily, and it might be overcome any situation as an easy way. And second definition of teaching is it is an active process in which one person shares information with others to provide them with the information to make behavior changes. One person disseminate the information to others in teaching process. It is also a common definition. I need not to explain in detail. Now, teaching learning process. It is a planned interaction that promotes behavioral change that is not a result of maturation or coincidence. That is nothing but teaching learning process. Why I'm just talking about test learning and teaching learning process? Because it is expected that librarians should play important role in teaching learning process. And when we are talking about LMS, before that, I feel that we must describe this teaching learning process before you. Now, if we talking about teaching learning process, when we have to impart education to somebody, then these are the various methods that you can very well so on that particular screen. That is lecture method, that is common method. Lectures with question answering. After completion of lecture, question answer process is also there, that method is also there. Brainstorming process, class discussion, small group discussion, case studies, guest speakers, exercise, role playing, project assignments, tutorials, symposium, mock interview. These are the common methods for imparting the education. Meaning today's education environment, these are the common methods that every teachers adopted it while playing in teaching learning process. Then next is that e-learning. Now up to this stage, we just discuss about the additional methods of teaching learning process. Now we have to turn towards e-learning process. But what exactly e-learning process means? Learning done by studying at home using computers and course provided on the internet. That is the main part in e-learning. That is electronic learning. Means learning is there as in the case of traditional learning, simple learning. But here, computer playing important role. And second thing is that students need not to come to the classroom physically. They can stay at their home and enjoy the teaching learning process. Then e-learning is a process of education using computer, telecommunication, networks, and storage technology. That is important thing. Now, according to Cisco, it defines e-learning as it is the overreaching umbrella that encompasses education, information, communication, and training. Then another definition of e-learning that is quoted by Robert M. Pepper, that those that leverage various internet and web technologies to create, enable, deliver, and or facilitate lifelong learning. And this another definition that is you can observe, very well observe on the screen. Means these are the simple definition of e-learning. Means I would like to just put the concept of e-learning before you. What is traditional learning, teaching learning process, and what is e-learning process? That is important. Now characteristics. Now what are the characteristics of e-learning? Some characteristics are there. First of all, very first and important, it is remote based. Means remote learner and teacher both are on their own places remotely. Means teaching learning process is just doing in remote places. Then learner centered. Yes, means it is student centric. Means most focus is on learner rather than teacher. Then in e-learning process, course materials are provided to the learner. Learner means students. That is important. That is a characteristic of e-learning. Then multimedia nature is there. Multimedia nature means what? In e-learning, you can upload text matter, you can develop teaching learning process, audio type or visual type. Means multimedia cases are there in this particular e-learning process. You can see it as a teaching learning process, but it is electronic form. E-learning, e-teaching learning process. Then e-communication system is also there. You know very well. Use of internet. Without internet, we cannot develop such kind of e-teaching learning process. For e-learning, you can say e-teaching learning process. You cannot develop such kind of system without internet. Anywhere learning. Again, students and teachers need not to come to at one place. Learner can learn it from anywhere. Need not to go a specific place. He can stay anywhere, and from there he can enjoy the teaching learning process. Again, anytime, no botheration. He can learn at any time and anywhere. Means 24/7. Then just in time. Multiple collaborations. You can develop multiple collaboration. That is a main characteristic of e-learning process. Learners' active participation you can observe in e-learning process. Facilitates lifelong learning. Again, it is not compulsory that learner should be a student of particular college or university. Without seeking admission, he can learn something what he desired. That it is called lifelong learning. There is no limitation about the age. Anybody can participate in this e-learning process. Then e-learning tools are there. Learning management system is there. Website creation platform is there. Course design tools are there, and multiple production tools are there. Now, when we're talking about learning management system, then Moodle is, you can say, very famous. That is modular object-oriented dynamic learning environment. Like Blackboard is another thing. When we are talking about website creation platform, blog, wikis, email, e-learning 2.0, so many, I just quoted some example here. But here, when we are talking about e-learning tools, in this particular lecture, I would like to focus on only learning management system. What will be the role of librarian in learning management system? That is the focus of this lecture. So I will not go in detail for others. Only I just go for that particular learning management system. When learning management system is there, then we just see what exactly learning management system is. It is nothing but a software application or web-based technology used to plan, implement, and access a specific learning process. Second thing, it is web-based software that allows instructors to deliver content, collect students' work, and administer their classes. That is, you can say, scope of learning management system. So now when we are talking about role of librarian, I already told you that librarian can play his role in learning management system by two ways. He can develop LMS. Being a librarian, in his library, in his college, he can develop learning management system. Means that he can play a key role in learning management system. That part is very much important. Second thing is that if he is not able to develop learning management system, even though he can contribute his expertise in LMS, which has already been developed by somebody else. Yes, means by two way, librarian can play his role or her role in learning management system by developing LMS or by contributing in existing LMS. That two roles are there. We will see first development of LMS. When librarian would like to develop learning management system in her college, then he must put some points. These points are, first of all, study in details the concept of LMS. When you have to act as a developer in your college, then first of all, you must study the concept of LMS in detail. What is LMS? How you can develop it? What will be the scope? Yes, who are the vendors? Who are the creators? Who can develop this software for LMS? All such things you should keep in mind, study it carefully, and go forward. Once this part is completed, yes, now go to your principal and just request them to constitute a committee to develop LMS in the college. Then frame objectives, determine the title of LMS, make sure the modules of LMS, target group, frame of e-content, process of developing e-content, quality control, monitoring, instruction for teachers or content developers, and terms and conditions for supplier. These are the steps should be kept in mind while developing LMS in the college through library. So we'll see one by one. Now development of LMS means we already discussed about studying in detail the concept of LMS and constitution of committee. Means once you just study, make the concept clear regarding LMS, then just request to your management or principal for constitution of committee. And once committee constituted, now the thing is that frame the objectives. That is very much important. Don't think that librarian cannot develop learning management system in his her college. I am saying that librarian is a person who can do it. Rather, I can say only librarian is a person in the college who can develop learning management system. Because librarian has to come outside the library. Forget your traditional workload. Go ahead, be an embedded librarian and come out to the library and see what you can do. Because LMS is nothing but e-content. Means e-content is a broader term and LMS is the small part of that part. Means in LMS, e-contents are there. Now, being a librarian, it is our job that we should be knowledge manager. We have to manage the knowledge of the institution. Then you have to manage the knowledge of institution. In that case, you have a beautiful opportunity before you to develop learning management system. When principal just constituted a committee for developing LMS, then before joining the meeting, first keep in mind what should be the objectives of that LMS. Yes, means in your mind, this concept must be clear that because now you may be the member secretary of that committee. Being a member secretary of the committee and being a librarian, your concept should be clear. For what purpose you are developing this LMS? For that, you just keep in mind. First of all, to create e-content in the domain of subject taught in the college. I just giving some examples here. This is nothing but example. It is not final objective. I'm just giving some examples. You may think that your objective should be that only develop e-content for the subject which are being taught in your college. Because that is your scope. Beyond that scope, at present, don't think like this. Because you have to manage all these things. Yes, now subject is there. That is your first object. That there, your object should be that your domain should be subject taught in your college. Second, once that's finalized, subject finalized, then you have to just select a topic for that e-content. Now, while selecting topic e-content, you can select the topic which are covered in the syllabus of the subject which are taught in your college. That should be your second objective while developing LMS. Then motivation is another thing, because it is not easy to develop e-content and ask to develop e-content to faculty members. You have to motivate them first. You have to conduct small seminars. You should have to conduct small workshop. You have to just make it clear what is e-content, how you can develop it, how it is very easy to develop e-content. All these things you have to just put before your faculty members. It means your objective should be that to motivate your faculty members in participation in the creation of e-content. Then think that what should be the duration of your LMS or e-content. Whether you have to put 24 hours or you can put it for 8 hours, 10 hours, what it may be, or college hours, what it may be. That you think. Your object should be clear here also. And last is to develop partnership between other colleges. Once you can develop LMS for your college, you can motivate your teachers to contribute in the LMS in the form of e-content. Then your objection should be beyond that. Beyond that means now you can develop the partnership with the other colleges. That means being an embedded librarian, you have to develop library network. Through that, you can develop library networking. Yes, library network means you can ask librarian of another college. And if if in that college, if already there, LMS is there, in that case, just make partnership. In this way, you can just develop LMS in large extent by developing partnership. That object should be kept in mind before starting LMS. Means it is a job of librarian. It is not job of librarian, but it may be a job of librarian. In very first, and I told that librarian has to come forward to develop LMS, because today's librarian are very much acquainted with the technology. Yes, there is no problem regarding technology. New librarians are interested in working such type of things. They are interested in e-content development. So I am saying that it is nothing but a job of librarian. Be an embedded librarian. So that is one part. Now, when you are developing LMS, you are giving contribution in developing LMS. All this study in detail, the concept of LMS, constitution of committee, frame objectives, that is completed. Then you have to just determine what should be the name of your LMS. So many names are there. You just keep in mind that what should be the name of our LMS? Jigyasa. Yes, Brahmadev. So many names are there. You can give such kind of names to that particular thing, because when you are sitting in meeting, then in that case, such things should be there in your mind. Then make sure the modules of the LMS. Now, when your ideas are clear regarding LMS, now what model? There are so many models. There are so many models. Now you have to take decision up to what extent you should develop your LMS. First model, that is registration of teacher. That is content developer. It is must. In LMS, this part is must. This model you have to just select, because without this registration of teacher, you cannot develop e-content. Yes, that part should be there. Another part, registration of student or learner. Means teaching learning process, because LMS is nothing but it is e-learning, and it is nothing but it is a teaching learning process electronic form. Yes, it is virtual teaching learning process. And in teaching learning process, it cannot be completed without teacher and without learner or student. That's why registration of both the parts should be there. That thing is there. Then content development. When you're talking about learning management system, there should be content. Now you have to take decision which module you have to select. This module also compulsory. But in this module, when you are selecting the content development, this content should be developed in the form of video, in the form of PPT, or in the form of script. You can, it is your choice. You can take decision. Either you can select video, you can select PPT, or you can select script. Then assignment module. That is also important. After completion of teaching learning process, now assignment is a part which can evaluate students. So assignment module should be there. Then result module. After giving assignment, now what is the result of the student? It is also compulsory. So this part you can also incorporate in your LMS. Then payment module. Now here, when librarian is developing this LMS, then this payment module is important because through that you can generate the resources for your library. That is very much important. Means when you just enter in developing the LMS, librarian will get so many, you can say, steps. You can take so many steps. Through LMS, you can develop your resources, financial resources. So you can select payment module and examination module. Actually, it is not a part of librarian. When librarian is developing this LMS, so don't go towards examination module because it is not part of library. Taking examination is not a part of librarian. But in these all modules, when you are developing these modules in the library, and librarian is taking initiative in developing LMS, in that case, without examination, other modules you can select. Then we should be the target group. Now, when you are developing LMS, then who will be your target group? Naturally, your target group is nothing but your student. Yes, that is not you cannot say that you cannot avoid the students. Means after all, our teaching learning process is student oriented or student centric. So our target group is our students. Then frame of e-content. Now, when you have to develop e-content in LMS, then what should be the frame? Means frame should be there. That is in that frame, first objective of the lecture. Now, you have motivated your faculty members to contribute their expertise in this LMS in the form of e-content. Now you are developing e-content. Now, when you are developing e-content, means you ask your faculty members to develop e-content. In that case, what should be the frame of that e-content? First of all, whosoever be delivering the lecture in that particular LMS in the form of e-content, in the form of video, in the form of script, in the form of PPT, then what should be the objective of that lecture? It should be made confirmed. Then scope of the lecture. No scope lecture, that we know that our scope, suppose you have decided that you should not go, you have decided that I will not go beyond the syllabus. In that case, your scope is limited to our syllabus or point given in the syllabus. That is scope. Who will registered in e-content as e-content creator? Who will register? Now, e-content creator means your faculty members. Now you have to select the faculty members who can register themselves as an e-content developer. Then who will be registered learners? That is your framework. You have to take decision that these are the learners and these are our creator. Because in LMS, you can put limitation for that. Only 1,000, only 500 students will register in the LMS. You can put that limitation, but it is depends on you. Yes. Then duration of lecture. When faculty member developing the e-content in the form of lecture, in the form of video, in the form of PPT, or in the form of script. When he is delivering the lecture as an audiovisual through audiovisual medium, in that case, you have to just decide how much time should be there, for 10 minutes or 12 minutes or 15 minutes, what it may be. Yes, because for learners, it is not possible to listen more. So keep it limited 10 or 15 minutes that you can take decision here. That is your frame of e-content. That length of script and PPT. Now, length of script means 4 page, 3 page, what it may be. 2000 words, 5000 words, what it may be. That length you have to just keep in mind. Because library is contributing here. Yes, it is role of librarian now. When he is developing the LMS, then it is also role of librarian. Then form of script, whether in PDF form or Word form, that you have to take decision, because that you have to upload it, you have to upload on the LMS. Then types of assignment, MCQ or other. You can provide multiple choice questions after completion of 10 minutes lecture. That creator can provide 5 to 10 multiple choice question, and which can be solved by the students. It is a job of librarian now. He has to develop. He has to develop that script. He has to develop that e-content. In that case, you have to take decision that what should be the font size of the script, which will be the font size and font. You want that this particular script should be plagiarism free. In that case, you should ask the faculty members or a content developer that please give references in a particular style manual. That is important. While developing e-content, librarian has to take care that this particular script, there should be a citations, there should be references, and it should be in particular style. It may be in APA form, it may be MLA form, it may be Chicago form, or it may be a IEEE form, what it may be. It depends on you. Then peer structure. Just collect fee from the students. What should be the fee structure? Because student will not come to you to just pay the money in cash. They may just pay the money by internet library also, internet banking also. So that mode should be fixed. Then that part is a process of developing e-content. Now process is important. How this process should be implemented. Yes. Now this is the process. When librarian is developing LMS, librarian is giving his expertization in developing the LMS for college. In that case, first of all, ask the creator to create the e-content. Yes, only for register creator. Ask them, once you just develop e-content, ask them to submit to head of department of your concerned subject for checking the utility of that particular part. Because librarian cannot check the utility of that. Librarian is not a person to check that e-content, script of e-content, or matter in that e-content. That is a job of head of department, of concerned department. Suppose faculty from political science, he is just developing e-content, then he should submit it to his head of department for checking utility for student point of view. Then submit through head of institution. HOD will submit it to head of department. Yes, and through head of department, it will come to the librarian for finalizing it. But again, only librarian is not a person to check the utility of that particular e-content. Again, librarian is also not a master in that particular subject. He cannot guess what is the standard of that e-content, what is the utility of this e-content. For that, library should constitute a peer-reviewed committee. So to that peer-reviewed committee, librarian should submit this particular e-content and ask them to check. If it is up to the mark, then it will be come to the librarian for uploading on LMS. If it is not up to the mark, librarian will send it back to the person who has created that particular e-content. Means this is the procedure when librarian is developing LMS. Yes, that part is there. Then quality control peer review committee that we already been discussed, because only submitting e-content in LMS, it is not it is not only job, but this e-content should be standard. It has certain standard. That's why there should be a quality control or peer review committee. Then monitoring. Who will monitor that particular part? Who is monitoring the LMS? And librarian is a developer of LMS. In that case, librarian should be a monitor. Should monitor all these things. That is the part. Means library will be monitoring facilitator. That is important. Then instruction of teachers. Now, who is developing that particular e-content? Yes, to them, you should give certain instruction. Now, instruction are there, so many instructions there. I did not explain all that. The instructions are there means you just give the instruction that e-content should be in the domain of your subject. Topic of e-content should be covered on the basis of syllabus. Then the language of the e-content matter should be simple, so that learner can understand very well. Yes, the font size of the should be like this. The length of the that particular e-content or audio video part should not be more than 10 or 12 minutes. Such kind of matter you can put in between in the instruction for teachers. Again, you can say that you can ask your faculty members or e-content creator. Being a librarian, you should ask them whatever be the submitted in the form of e-content in LMS, it should be plagiarized free. That is very much important. Otherwise, there should be in future problem will be arise. So that here should be taken. Then terms and condition of supplier. Now, one thing is that when library is developing this LMS, means library not personally developing that. He is a facilitator. He is giving only services to the colleges. Developer of LMS is different. Vendors are there, software developers just develop that particular. No, don't try to develop LMS in the library. Yes, because it is a technical part. So ask vendors to develop that particular LMS. That part are there. Now, up to this stage, we discuss about when librarian is developing LMS for the college. Now, what should be role? Now, up to this stage, we have seen that our role, being a librarian, our role is that we should be a facilitator of LMS. Number, we should monitor the LMS. We should just prepare a guideline for that particular e-content. Being a librarian, we can develop, we can maintain, we can manage, we can organize e-content on LMS. Means this is the part of librarian. Now, if the LMS is already being there in the college, means somebody else already developed LMS. Suppose faculty members of college already been developed LMS, then what would be the role of librarian? A very initial stage, I told that don't act as a traditional librarian. Now you should come out of our traditional librarianship. Be an embedded librarian. Now in embedded librarian, when we are talking about embedded librarian, then what you can do? First, study the scope of the LMS. Whatever LMS is there in your library, your college, you first study. Now it is second part. In first part, when librarian himself developing the LMS, that is another thing. But when LMS is already being developed, in that case, now the role of librarian is not different. Now first see, because here you have to develop the e-content. Here your role is as an e-content developer. Then in that case, study the scope of the LMS. Means scope of LMS means whether it is concerned with only syllabus, whether it's concerned with beyond syllabus, whether it's considering only with the computer examinations, like this. Yes, so that is the scope of the LMS. Whether it is based on research, yes, means such kind of scopes are there. That scope first studied. After studying that, built up faculty relationship. Now go towards faculty. Faculty means who are e-content developer, e-content creator, not developer, creator. Just go up to them. Leave your place, go to the department, various department where these creators are there. Yes, develop relationship with them, develop friendship with them. Yes, and once you mix up in that particular part, now second part is identify the topics. Now identify the topics as per the scope of the LMS. Being a librarian, you can identify the scope or identify the topic. Suppose your topic, your scope is limited up to the syllabus of the subject taught in your teaching in your particular college. In that case, what part of the syllabus you should select for the e-content? This guideline, being a librarian, you should suggest that e-content creator, because being a librarian, you know what are the demands of your users, where our students are lagging behind, what kind of information available in our library. All these things you know very well. So suggest the topic to e-content creator. Yes, to e-content creator, that select this topic for creating the e-content. That advice should be given by the librarian. Then identify area of customization. Now customization is that for developing e-content, for creating not developer, for creating the e-content. When somebody has to create e-content, suppose I have being faculty, suppose I am faculty member and I have to create a particular e-content on particular topic. Then being a librarian, what is my duty? My duty is that suggest references, suggest books, suggest articles which can be helpful to create that e-content. Yes, don't provide databases which have already been developed. Develop your databases, develop your packages, informed packages, according to requirements of the e-content developer, e-content creators. For that, you must have to keep relationship with that e-content creators, identify their topics, identify their research topic, and accordingly you can suggest that go to that particular references, refer these books, refer this article, refer this document, refer this particular databases, refer this website to develop e-content. That part librarians can do very well. That design informed literacy module. Now, why I'm talking about informed literacy module? Because you see, all students of your college, studying in your college, may not be familiar about the technology. Because in this particular LMS, in this learning management system, in e-learning, most important thing is that technology. If you are not aware about the technology, if you are not familiar about the technology, you cannot enjoy e-learning. And you know that each and every students are not compatible with this particular technology. They are not aware, they are not familiar about technology. In that case, or again, suppose they are well acquainted with technology, But one thing is that how to use LMS. Yes, that is another thing. Here you have to just improve the utility of the LMS. When you have to improve the utility of the LMS, then librarian has to come forward and prepare certain module, information literacy module. And this module in the form of e-content, at this stage, librarian has to become a e-content creator, create e-content, having that particular information literacy module and upload on your LMS so that after seeing this particular module, this information literacy module, the students will come to know how to use this particular LMS. And because of that, what will happen? Because of that, the utility of the LMS will be raised, will be increased. That is important. Then knowing personal limitation. When you are giving your contribution in the LMS, then you should know your own personal limitations because everybody is not perfect. No, there is no black body, perfectly black body. There is no any machine which efficiency is completely one, no, complete 100%. Some drawbacks are there. In this particular part, librarian must know his own personal limitations. That is much important. So here, when you are contributing in the LMS, not developing, you are contributing LMS. In that case, be an embedded librarian, be a researcher, because here you have to develop the relationship with the teacher, with the faculty members, with who is creating the e-content. You have to suggest a topic for e-content to the faculty members. It is not so simple. For that, you have to make you have to develop user study, because from user you will come to know that this topic is important for students' point of view. Yes, in that case, what is reading habit? What is use study? That use study you have to just implement it in your library. On the basis of use study, you will come to know that where the students are lagging behind and suggest this topic to your e-content developer, e-content creator. Ask them to create e-content on this part. And for that, you have to develop relationship with the faculty members. You have to identify the topics. You have to identify the topic which are required for e-content, and according to that, on the basis of that, once you suggest topic or not suggest topic, but somebody come to you that I have to just create e-content. In that case, you have to provide reference service, information service in the form of information packages. Yes, to the e-content creator. That is a role of librarian in LMS. So by two ways, you can develop your relationship, you can develop your role. You can play your role in LMS. That is very much important. So and that part is there. And I say thanks to organizer for giving me the opportunity to put my views. What will be the role of librarian in LMS? Because LMS now, what happened? Now government himself come forward to develop e-content or LMS in various universities, and now the government is interested to just connect all the affiliated colleges to that particular university LMS, so that in large scale they can develop LMS. And in that case, it is a era of LMS. It is era of e-learning. Now we are just saying that in just lockdown period, everybody turns towards webinar. What is webinar? Is nothing but e-learning. Yes, it is nothing but e-learning. So in that case, in future, our librarianship will be changed. This train will be changed of education, and teaching learning process will convert in traditional to electronic form, the e-teaching learning process. And being a librarian, our role should be in teaching learning process, whether it is traditional or whether it is electronic form. So in that case, we should be aware about all these things. We should be prepared for giving our expertization, our services to our faculty members, to our students. Yes, in the form of being a librarian, being an administrator, being a teacher, being a researcher, and being a service provider. So that is nothing but a role of librarian, be embedded librarian. That I have to just suggest here, that our role is very much important in today's e-learning process and in teaching learning process. So once again, I extend my thanks to organizer. Thank you very much. Thank you.
हॅलो सर.
Yes.
हा, खूप छान सर. ही
हा.
म्हणजे एक मोठी गाईडलाईन्स आहे सर सगळ्यांना. म्हणजे खूपच छान झालं सर. सर मला एक रिक्वेस्ट आहे. सर मी तुमचं एक हे सेशन पहिल्या दिवशी न ठेवता सेपरेट स्पेशल एका दिवशी ठेवलं तर चालेल का? ॲज अ रोल ऑफ लायब्ररीन टू डेव्हलप
हा.
LMS म्हणून चालेल का सर?
तुझा प्रश्न, तू कसं
हो,
करतोस
हो.
ते?
मी काय करतोय सर, मी एक
हं.
इंट्रोडक्शन टू एक LMS कसं बनवायचं याच्यावरती एक मी सेशन ठेवलंय ऑलरेडी. पण त्याच्या आधी जर तुमचं असेल तर ते खूप छान त्या सगळ्या सेशनला गाईडलाईन होऊन जाईल, म्हणजे सगळ्या दिवसाला पूर्ण. एक
बरं.
दिवस पूर्ण हेच ठेवेल. याच्यावरती काही क्वेशन्स मी पार्टिसिपंट्सला विचारेल आपल्या तुमच्या लेक्चर्सवर असे. असाइनमेंट्स वगैरे देऊ
चालेल.
शकतो मी.
नाही, म्हणूनच तुला म्हटलं की नक्की मला कोणत्या रोलमध्ये घ्यायचं आहे. कारण ई कंटेंटचं मी जे पाहिलं तुझं सगळं ई कंटेंट हा पार्ट जो आहे, हा LMSचाच पार्ट आहे
हो,
आणि
हो,
तो
हो,
यूज झाला पाहिजे. नाहीतर
हो,
अदरवाईज ते डिजिटायझेशन वगैरे हा पार्ट आहे. पण मी
हो.
मुद्दाम टाळला डिजिटायझेशनचा, कारण
नाही.
हा आता कॉमन आहे. पण हा LMSचा मी यासाठी म्हटलं की आपली स्वतःची जबाबदारी आहे म्हणून मी हा मुद्दाम ठेवला होता.
येस
नाहीतर
सर.
लायब्ररी करता नवीन पार्ट आहे LMS डेव्हलप करणं
येस सर,
विथ
येस
आपलं.
सर. खूप
हां.
खूप छान सर. मला खूप आवडलं सर. आणि ही मोठी गाईडलाईन आहे सर आमच्या सगळ्यांसाठी. म्हणजे हे कसं
येस,
डेव्हलप
येस, येस.
करायचं, काय सगळ्या कमिटी
हां.
कशा फॉर्म करायच्या,
हां,
लायब्ररीचा
हां.
रोल. आणि
येस, येस,
याची
येस.
लिंक सर मी तुम्हाला पाठवेल. मी एकदा अपलोड केली की तुम्हाला त्याची लिंक वगैरे सगळे पाठवेल.
हां.
या व्यतिरिक्त अजून काही सजेशन आहे का सर तुमचे आमच्यासाठी
आता
काही?
तू कसं मला हे तुझं FDP जे करून राहिलास तू, हे कसं करतोय? हे फक्त तू एक मॉडेल तयार करतोय का? म्हणजे
एक
अशीच प्रत्येकाची
LMSच मी एक ना LMSच बनवलंय. LMS वेबसाईट बनवली आहे.
हां.
LMSच आहे ते. आणि
हं,
WP LMS म्हणून आहे. त्याच्यामध्ये
हं,
मी वर्डप्रेसला बनवली होती. तर
हं,
त्याच्यामध्ये मी डे 1, डे 2, डे 3, डे 4 असे सेशन्स टाकणार आहे, व्हिडिओज टाकणार
हं,
आहे.
हं,
आणि ग्रुप बनवलेत आम्ही सेपरेट डिस्कशनचे. तर
हं,
त्याच्यामध्ये त्यांना एक फॉर्म बनवतोय, Google फॉर्म. LMSमध्ये पण
हं,
आम्ही देतोय क्वेशन्स त्यांना, क्विजेस वगैरे देत आहोत. परंतु
हं.
फीडबॅकमध्ये सुद्धा आम्ही त्यांना सगळा याचा ओव्हरऑल फीडबॅक विचारून या तुमच्या लेक्चर संदर्भातले काही क्वेशन्स आम्ही त्याच्यामध्ये पण टाकणार आहोत. अशा प्रकारे
अच्छा.
असं करतोय.
नाही, आता तू हे जे ह्याचं घेतलं ह्युमन डेव्हलपमेंट ह्याचं घेतलं की नाही?
हां, HRDCचं. हो,
याचं पुण्याचं
हो,
HRDCचं.
हो.
तर HRDCचं मध्ये तू आता हे घेतलंय, तर तू काय याचं सगळ्यांचे असे लेक्चर्स हे करून आलाय का? म्हणजे काय
रेकॉर्ड
म्हणाला
करतोय
रेकॉर्ड
मी.
करून आला का?
हो, हो सर. हो.
असे प्रत्येकाचे?
प्रत्येकाचे
प्रत्येकाचे
म्हणजे
रेकॉर्ड करून
हो, हो.
ते तू
एक
त्याला अपलोड करणार आहेस.
हो, हो, हो सर.
मग हे एक प्रकार LMS आहे ना एक प्रकारचं.
LMS सर. LMSच.
पण आता हे करत असताना तू मग कुठल्या ह्याच्यात अपलोड करताना कुठे अपलोड करतो मला?
मी काय करतोय
म्हणजे
YouTubeला अपलोड करतोय YouTubeला.
हं.
ते अनलिस्टेड
हां,
करतोय.
हां,
अनलिस्टेड केल्यानंतर काय होतं सर, की जेवढे
हां.
लोकं बघतायत तेवढ्यांनाच दिसतं. ते ग्रुप म्हणजे असं पब्लिकली नाही दिसत. ते पब्लिक नाही करत मी. YouTubeला अपलोड
अच्छा.
करताना अनलिस्ट दिसते. म्हणजे आपल्याला जेवढं पाहिजे तेवढंच,
हं.
आणि आपली स्पेस पण वाचते त्याच्यामुळे.
येस. हां, हां,
क्लाउडवर
हां.
जी आपली स्पेस जाते अपलोडिंगसाठी व्हिडिओला, तर ती खूप
हां, हां,
वाचते.
हां, हां.
खूप वाचते.
नाही, तर
कारण
प्रश्न त्या.
कारण
कारण ते
कसं होतं,
त्यांच्या त्यांच्या क्लाउडला असतं ते. त्यांच्या क्लाउडला असतं. मी
YouTubeच्या
तर
क्लाउडला
याच्या हां.
YouTubeच्या
मी तर याच्या
क्लाउडला असतं.
मी त्या क्लाउड संदर्भात बोललो नाही. कारण हे क्लाउडचा पण एक पार्ट असा आहे याच्यात महत्वाचा आहे खरं म्हणजे. मी तर बोललो नाही क्लाउडचा. तो फार महत्वाचा आहे याच्यामध्ये. कारण क्लाउड तुम्हाला सिलेक्ट करणं आहे. कारण नुसतं आहे तुम्ही व्हेंडर सिलेक्ट करताना क्लाउड. कारण आम्ही हा तयार करत असताना आजच त्याच्यात दुपारीच मीटिंग झाली होती. म्हणजे
हो,
मी तुला म्हटलं होतं जरा उशिरा घेऊन आपण.
हो,
तर
हो,
माझी आताच मीटिंग झाली होती LMS संदर्भात.
हो, हो,
की अनायासे मी त्यात हे करू लागलो म्हणून त्याच्यात म्हणून तुला म्हटलं होतं मी. तर
हो.
तिथे क्लाउडचा प्रश्न येतोच. आता पण आमची सोमवारी मीटिंग आहे त्या संदर्भात. हे करण्यामध्ये.
मी
तर
काय
हा
विचार
पण एक क्लाउडचा प्रश्न महत्वाचा आहे. हां. हं.
हो, मी काय विचार केला
येस.
होता सर, मी पहिल्यांदा तोच विचार
हां.
केला, की स्पेस घेऊयात ऑनलाईन आणि त्याच्यावर
हं.
अपलोड करूया. पण काय होतं, की खूप स्पेस जाते सर व्हायला, आणि तसे आपण ओपन
नॅचरल.
प्लॅटफॉर्मवरच ठेवतो. आणि दुसरी गोष्ट म्हणजे अनलिस्टेड जर केले सर YouTubeला अपलोड करून, तर
हं,
ते
हं,
आपण
हं.
ज्यांना दाखवायचे त्यांनाच दाखवू शकतो. ती जर
बरोबर.
ती
हां,
जर
हां.
लिंक आपण शेअर केली तरच ते बघू शकतात. अन्यथा नाही करू
करेक्ट,
शकत.
करेक्ट.
YouTubeला
येस,
अपलोड
येस, येस.
केल्यानंतर आता तुमचा सुद्धा व्हिडिओ असेल, तो YouTubeला अपलोड असेल, पण तो अनलिस्टेड असेल, आणि मग तो मी
हं, हं, हं.
इम्बिड करणार LMSमध्ये असं आहे.
हां, करेक्ट, करेक्ट, करेक्ट. हे बरोबर.
हां.
2 प्रकार आहेत. म्हणजे तुम्ही ओपन पण ठेवू शकता आणि असे ठेवू शकता. लिमिटेड ठेवू शकता तुम्ही.
हो सर,
येस,
हो.
येस. करेक्ट, करेक्ट.
म्हणजे स्पेस वाचवण्याच्या दृष्टीने मी YouTubeच आणि कसं आहे याच्यावरती ह्या एल-एम-एसला सगळे जाऊ शकतात. परंतु ते प्रमाण कमी होईल. म्हणजे मी पब्लिकलीच
हां,
ठेवलं
हां.
होतं सगळं, पण काय होतं ट्रॅफिक वाढलं एकदा होस्टिंग साइटवर. तर मग
हां.
त्याला अनलिमिटेड
स्पीड कमी होतो.
स्पीड कमी होतं आणि
स्पीडही
मग
कमी होतं
इतर
त्याचं.
ज्यांना
हां.
बघायचं ते बघत नाहीत. मग मी फक्त त्या
करेक्ट, करेक्ट.
पार्टिसिपंट्स पुरतच ती लिंक शेअर करून तेवढं त्यांना हे
हां.
दाखवणार आहे. असं करणार
मग
आहे.
पार्टिसिपंट कोण राहणार असं?
लायब्ररीयन आहेत सर 350 पावणे 400 लायब्ररीयन आहेत सर पूर्ण सगळे.
बरं, बरं. अच्छा, अच्छा. अच्छा.
सगळे जे
चांगलं,
आहेत
चांगलं.
हे लायब्ररियनच आहेत. ऑल ओव्हर महाराष्ट्र, इंडियामधून रजिस्टर केलं त्यांनी आणि एक
अच्छा, अच्छा.
टोटल 300 एक 75 पर्यंत आहेत सर पार्टिसिपंट.
अच्छा, अच्छा. चांगलं आहे,
सगळ्यांनी
चांगलं आहे ते.
पार्टिसिपेट केलं.
आणि हे स्पीकर कोण आहे याच्यावरचे?
याच्यामध्ये स्पीकर आता कुंभार सर आहेत, तुम्ही आहात.
हां.
त्याच्यानंतर गोपा कुमार सर आहे, जे कंटेंट डेव्हलपमेंटवर देतात. एक
हं, हं.
प्रदीपचे काही सेशन्स आहेत. काही मुंबईचे एक
अच्छा.
सर आहेत. एक गणेश
हां,
मध्ये म्हणून माझे एक सर आहेत. ते ते ई कंटेंटचे जे सॉफ्टवेअर्स आहेत ते
हां.
एडिट वगैरे करतात. असं सगळं आहे एकंदरीत.
अच्छा, अच्छा. चांगलं,
हां.
चांगलं. म्हणजे चांगलं हे ॲक्टिव्हिटी चांगली आहे. छान.
हो, हो
म्हणजे
सर. हो.
पटलं मला, चांगलं वाटलं जरा ते. आणि
हो.
आता तुम्ही नवीन लोकांनी खरं म्हणजे असं आहे, आम्ही आता त्या बाबतीत जुने झालो आहे.
नाही, नाही सर. अहो
तुम्ही
सर जुनी नाही. मी इतकं हरपून गेलो तुमचं लेक्चर ऐकताना. अरे म्हटलं या इतक्या छोट्या-छोट्या गोष्टींचा तुम्ही विचार केलाय सर, की मला
नाही.
म्हणजे मला खूप भारी वाटलं सर. खूप गाईडलाईन इतकं छान ते इतक्या छोट्या-छोट्या गोष्टींचा विचार केला सर बोलताना तुम्ही, की कोणीच विचार करू शकत नाही एवढा. आणि मी किती फॉर्च्युनेट आहे सगळं मी तुम्हाला विचारलं ह्या सगळ्या संदर्भात बोलताना. म्हणजे मी खूप
नाही, नाही.
फॉर्च्युनेट
कसं
वाटतं मला, की तुमचं सेशन आहे. आणि सर
नाही.
अजून या व्यतिरिक्त अजून तुम्ही कोणत्या विषयावर बोलू शकता का समजा एखाद्या? याच संदर्भातच
मला
तुम्हाला काही
मला
सुचतंय का असं? कारण मला असं
मला
वाटतं, की सर
विश
तुमचं अजून
हां.
गाईडन्स असायला पाहिजे सगळं म्हणजे असं.
नाही पण याच्यावर म्हणजे असं कोणतं म्हणजे तुम्हाला काय अपेक्षित आहे सगळ्यात महत्त्वाचं? म्हणजे टेक्निकल जो पार्ट आहे ना, टेक्निकल पार्ट तसा लायब्ररीत नसतो. मी
हो,
नाही
हो.
का त्यात बोलत असतो. टेक्निकल
हो,
पार्ट करतोय मी. आता मी इथे टेक्निकल पार्ट करतोय मी.
हो,
पण
हो.
तो टेक्निकल पार्ट करत असताना मी पूर्णतः माझ्या ह्याच्यावर करत नाही असं आहे,
हो.
की जसं अपलोडिंगवर तर माझ्याकडे ठेवणार. मी आता करू लागलो की नाही अपलोडिंग करणं ते सगळं माझ्याकडे ठेवून राहिलो मी.
हो, हो.
आणि सांगतो खरं म्हणजे आम्ही ज्यावेळेस मी ह्या डायरेक्टर म्हणून काम करतो ना, त्यावेळेस
हं.
मी जास्त पॉलिसी मेकिंगवर जास्त काम करतो.
हो,
म्हणजे
हो.
पॉलिसी मेकिंग जे म्हणतात ना,
हो,
त्याच्यावर मी
हो.
जास्त काम करतो. म्हणजे कसं डेव्हलप केलं पाहिजे, काय केलं पाहिजे, कसं हे असं असा भाग. आता आम्ही इन्स्टिट्यूट रिपोर्ट डेव्हलप केलेली आहे. त्यात पॉलिसी मेकिंगमध्ये जास्त. पण हे करत असताना मी हे पाहत असतो मला स्वतः आलं पाहिजे.
हो,
कारण
हो, हो.
कसं आहे जेव्हा आपलं स्वतःला येत नाही तोपर्यंत आपण सांगू शकत नाही.
सांगू शकत
तो
नाही
एक
आणि
पार्ट आहे. हां.
त्याचा फायदा पण घेतला जातो. बाहेर आता मी
हं.
विचारलं होतं मला एल-एम-एसला, की बाबा
हां,
किती खर्च येईल काय? खूप काय-काय अमाउंट सांगितलं. तर आपल्याला परवडणार नसतं. मग आपणच आपल्या
हां.
पद्धतीने शिकून इकडून-तिकडून थोडंसं माहिती मिळवून शिकणं खूप गरजेचं आहे असं.
नाही, तुला एक सांगू का त्याच्यामध्ये सगळ्यात महत्त्वाचं मी आता एक पार्ट सांगितला नाही तो. मी एक म्हटलं व्हेंडरचं म्हटलं त्याच्यामध्ये. लायब्ररीनी याला स्वतःच्या ह्याच्यात हे म्हणतात की आपण हे करू आपण असं म्हणतो आपण ते. पण
हो.
करू नये लायब्ररी. का त्यामध्ये पडलं ना, तर
हं.
आपला सगळा वेळ त्यात जातो, टेक्निकलमध्ये जातो आपण.
हो,
आपलं
हो,
काम
हो.
टेक्नॉलॉजीचं नाहीये. आपलं काम काय माहिती का? सर्व्हिस प्रोव्हाईड करणं.
हो,
मी
सर्व्हिस
पण हा पहिले
प्रोव्हाईड.
विचार केला होता. पहिल्या मीटिंग आम्ही हा विचार केला होता, की आम्ही स्वतःच डेव्हलप करावं. पण त्यात कसं मग आपला वेळ जाणार, हे करणार. आपल्याला सर्व्हिस द्यायची आहे. म्हणून मग मी काय केलं एका व्हेंडरला पकडलं आणि
हो, हो.
त्याला मी सगळं समजावून सांगितलं मला काय पाहिजे ते.
हो,
तर
हो.
आता मी सांगतो त्याला मी जास्त त्याला खर्च करणार नाहीये.
हो,
मी त्याला
हो.
सांगितलं 1,00,000 सुरुवात देईल आणि
हो,
नंतर मग मी तुला जे काही 30,000 वर्ष ते देईल. त्याच्यावर देणार नाही.
हो,
ते सबस्क्रिप्शन बेसवर आहे ते. ते
हो,
हे फ्री आहे. आपलं वाटतं फ्री आहे म्हणून इकडचं, पण
हो.
त्याचे झंझट खूप आहेत.
झंझट
उद्या
खूप आहे.
कारण एकदा तुमचं कारण सगळ्यात क्लाउडचा प्रश्न आहे.
क्लाउडचा प्रश्न आहे.
क्लाउडसाठी खर्च खूप येतो.
खूप
कारण
येतो.
हे
हो.
10 मिनिटाची जर आपण एक हे करतो आता मी याच्यात आणि काय केलं मी सांगितलं नाही अजून त्याने.
हो.
आता बंद आहे रेटिंग आहे आता?
हो, हो. बंद आहे, बंद आहे. सगळं बंद आहे.
हां. आता मी सांगितलं त्यांना मी त्याचा एक माणूस हे केला अॅनलाईज केला. त्याला सांगितलं की तू तू फक्त 10 मिनिटाचं रेकॉर्डिंग तूच करायचं. दुसरा कोणी करणार नाही.
हो, हो.
जे त्याच प्रत्येकाचं. म्हणजे
हो,
5ही जिल्ह्यामध्ये जेवढे काही टीचर्स त्याला करतील त्यांना म्हणालो की तुम्ही स्वतः करायचं नाही. आमच्याकडे द्यायचं. आम्ही पेमेंट फिक्स करू त्याचं आणि
हो,
त्याच्यानंतर तुम्ही त्याला पेमेंट करा आणि एक हे तयार करा. कारण त्याच्याने काय होते युनिफॉर्मिटी येते.
हो, हो. युनिफॉर्म.
युनिफॉर्मिटी डेव्हलप होते. अदरवाईज काय होतं स्टँडर्ड आणखी क्वालिटी कारण हे
हो,
सगळ्याचा विचार केला पाहिजे आणि हा विचार लायब्ररीने केला पाहिजे. कारण जेव्हा आपण ऑर्गनाइज करतो, मॅनेज करतो ई
हो,
कंटेंट
हो,
त्यास हे स्टँडर्ड फार महत्वाचं आहे. नाहीतर कसे धरलं आणि लावून दिलं त्याला काही अर्थ नसतो.
हो.
आता
बरोबर.
आता आता काय म्हणालं बऱ्याच वेळा लोकं असंच हे देतात म्हणजे पेपर देतात, की आम्ही रिमोट ॲक्सेस दिलं, आम्ही ते हे डेटाबेस दिले.
हो,
पण तुम्हाला सांगू का, हा जॉबच आहे लायब्ररीचा.
हो,
हे आता आम्ही हे सगळं केलेलं आहे सगळं रिमोट सगळं आमच्याकडे आहे.
हो,
कंप्लीट आमच्या सगळ्या सर्व्हिस आहे. पण
हो,
कधी पेपर द्यायचं नसतं याला कारण असं असतं हे आपली सर्व्हिसेस आहेत. उद्या असं म्हणाल की तुम्ही रेफरन्स सर्व्हिस दिली म्हणजे तुम्ही पेपरला देणार का? नाही. तर आपण आपला वेळ इथे घालवला पाहिजे. असा जो पार्ट असतो तो.
हो, बरोबर.
एनिवे तो आता प्रत्येकाचा असतो म्हणा. पण याच्यात एक मी याचा विचार केला, की क्लाउड करायचं असेल तर काय करायचं? आता पुन्हा प्रश्न असा आहे, की मी जे व्हेंडर आहे त्याला क्लाउड देऊ नकोस आम्हाला. का त्याचा क्लाउड खूप महाग पडतो.
हो.
मग मी आमचा याचा क्लाउड घेतला. कुठला?
युनिव्हर्सिटी.
युनिव्हर्सिटीचा.
हं.
आता प्रश्न असा आहे, मला माझ्याकडे प्रॉब्लेम असा आहे, की त्याला 2 कनेक्ट कसं करायचं?
हं, हं.
आता ते चालू आहे आमचं ते. आता बरेच कन्सेप्ट आहे. अजून लायब्ररी नेटवर्कचं कन्सेप्ट आणखी ते चालू आहे आमचं ते. पण
हो,
ते
हो.
करत असताना आहे ना, हा जो मोठा पार्ट असतो ई-कंटेंटचा, माझं एवढंच म्हणणं आहे लायब्ररीनी टेक्निकलमध्ये न पडता त्याला सर्व्हिस प्रोव्हायडर म्हणून काम केलं पाहिजे.
हो, सर्व्हिस प्रोव्हायडर म्हणून.
नाहीतर काय होऊन राहिलं, आज काय होऊन राहिलं, लायब्ररी सगळं टेक्नॉलॉजीकडे चालली आहेत आणि
हो.
टेक्नॉलॉजी आता जी सर्व्हिस द्यायची ती राहून जाते. तिथे
हो,
आपण
हो.
कमी पडतोय.
हो,
जसं
बरोबर.
मी सांगितलं ना, की टॉपिक निवडण्याचं काम आपलं आहे. त्यांचं नाही आहे. आपण सजेस्ट केलं पाहिजे हे टॉपिक निवडा म्हणजे यातला.
पुढे म्हणून बरोबर
कारण
आहे. हो.
आपल्याला आपले स्टुडंट माहिती आहे कसे आहेत ते. त्यांना
हो,
काय
हो.
पाहिजे ते.
हो,
ते
हो.
आपण निवडलं पाहिजे. हा
अगदी
जो पार्ट आहे, हा पार्ट त्यातला आहे. बाकी बाकी ठीक आहे. पण तुम्ही लोकं छान करताय म्हणजे हे महत्वाचं. नवीन लोकं तुम्ही चांगलं करत आहात. त्याला जरा बरं
सर, मी
वाटतं जरा
तुम्हाला ना
नवीन.
लिंक पाठवेल त्याची. कसं झालं ते
बिलकुल,
सांगा ते आणि त्याच्यामध्ये
येस.
समजा काही त्रुटी आढळल्या तर परत सजेस्ट करा मला. हां.
हां, चालेल. काही हरकत नाही. काही हरकत नाही.
हो, हो.
चालेल.
चालेल.
थँक
थँक यू सर.
थँक
थँक
यू.
यू व्हेरी मच सर.
थँक
आणि याचं
थँक यू.
पत्र वगैरे मी तुम्हाला नंतरच पाठवेल सर सगळं.
काही काही गरज नाही, काही गरज नाही. बस आलं तरी सफिशियंट आहे. काही
येस
नाही.
सर. थँक यू
हां,
सर. थँक यू व्हेरी
ठीक
मच.
आहे. ओके, ओके.
थँक
ओके.
यू. वेलकम सर.
ओके.
एंड करतो सर मीटिंग. हां. ओके.